I made the biggest bet of my life that day, and I never expected to actually win. But winning would cost me everything I thought I understood about power, money, and love.
Hey everyone, before this story changes everything, please like and subscribe to see what happens next. I promise you've never seen anything like this before.
3 weeks earlier, this was just another boring afternoon at the country club. Rich kids, rich parents, rich problems. That's when everything started.
Emma, you are literally the only girl here who actually has real power. Your dad basically owns this entire city. Having money doesn't mean having power over your own life, Sophie. I don't get to choose anything. My parents choose everything. Did you know that teenagers with wealthy families often report feeling more isolated and depressed than their peers? Because money can't buy the one thing they really need, genuine freedom.
But that afternoon, something changed. The most powerful man in the city walked in, Marcus Wellington. He had literally everything. Marcus Wellington, net worth over $500 million. He had built his empire from nothing, and no one had ever defeated him in business or in life. But I didn't see power in him. I saw something he was hiding, and that's when an idea started forming in my mind. An idea that would change everything.
Oh my God, Emma. Is that you being interested in someone? Because I've literally never seen you look at anyone like that before. I'm not interested in him, Sophie. I'm interested in making a bet that will prove something important. I want to show that real power isn't about money, it's about will. Emma, what are you talking about? What bet? Are you insane?
That's when I made the bet. I was going to convince Marcus Wellington, the man who had never lost anything, to work for me for 30 days. No tricks, no lies, just raw will against his.
My friends thought I was completely insane. And honestly, I kind of was. But sometimes insanity is just confidence dressed up differently.
He had never met me before. To him, I was just another privileged teenager. He had no idea I was about to change his entire life.
Mr. Wellington, I want to make you a bet. If you can last 30 days working for me as my personal servant, you keep your reputation. If you get 30, how na come not money.
The entire table froze. No one had ever spoken to Marcus Wellington that way before. No one! That's the boldest thing anyone said to me in 20 years. Okay, I'll take your bet. But if I win, you have to work for my company for 30 days and understand exactly how small your world really is.
I didn't expect him to say yes. Not really. But once those words left his mouth, there was no going back. And I wasn't ready for what came next. I was literally still asleep. And then I heard him ringing the doorbell. 6 in the morning.
Day one of the bet started the next morning. Marcus showed up at my house at 6 a.m. sharp. That's when I realized I had absolutely no idea what I was doing.
I had never run down these stairs so fast in my life. My heart was pounding because I suddenly understood what I had actually agreed to.
Good morning. I'm here to serve. Where would you like me to start?
Good morning, Marcus. Please, come in.
Thank you.
I wasn't expecting you to actually be ready for this. Most people wake up at 6. No one chooses to wake up that early.
I've been waking up at 5 for 20 years. That's partly how I built everything I have. Small discipline. Repeated every single day. That's when I started to understand something. He wasn't intimidated by any of this. He wasn't trying to impress me or the house. He was just there, solid and calm. And honestly, it was kind of unsettling. Did you know that people's true character often emerges when they're in positions of weakness? Because that's exactly what started to happen to Marcus.
He didn't look humiliated. He looked, I don't know, like he was finally doing something real. That confused me more than anything else.
Who the hell is this man in my kitchen? Emma, what is going on in this house?
Dad, this is Marcus Wellington. I made a bet with him and he agreed. He's working for me for the next 30 days. This is my decision and I'm keeping my word.
What on earth is happening here? Emma, why is there a stranger in our kitchen? Robert, what's going on?
My parents didn't understand. They never really did.
Mom, Dad, it's not what you think.
A bet? Emma, that's just reckless.
It sounds like you're gambling with your future. This was about proving something to myself.
My dad was too angry to argue for long. And somehow, Marcus's complete composure about the whole situation actually made it easier. He didn't seem bothered at all. I don't get it. He seems happy doing servant work. But that can't be real. Is he just pretending? What does he actually want from me? I think you should be careful with him. He's probably just waiting for the right moment to humiliate you. That's what rich guys do. They wait until you trust them, then they destroy you.
But that night, I couldn't sleep, because I was starting to realize something about Marcus that scared me. He wasn't pretending. This was actually who he was underneath all the money.
By day 3, something unexpected happened. He stopped treating this like a job he had to endure.
And I stopped treating it like a game I had to win.
He actually knew how to do this, like really knew. He had built his first fortune as a landscaper before he went into real estate. He never mentioned it. I had to ask.
Why would you hide that? Your landscaping background is amazing. It's real, it's authentic. It's the part of your story that actually means something.
Because when you start making real money, people stop respecting where you came from. They only respect the end result. And I became someone who only looked at the end result too.
And that's when I realized something important about him. He wasn't broken by failure. He had broken himself by success. And maybe that's the real tragedy. Even my mother started to notice something was different. The way he looked at me, the way I looked at him. This wasn't about winning anymore.
By the second week, something had shifted. We were no longer playing our roles. He wasn't the servant anymore, and I wasn't the powerful girl anymore. We were just two people getting to know each other.
I was falling for him. And I knew that was exactly what I was supposed to avoid. Because in 11 days, this would all be over. And he would go back to his real life.
He knew it too. I could see it in his eyes. He understood exactly what was happening. And he was letting it happen anyway.
Okay, what is going on between you two? And don't tell me nothing, because I can literally see it all over both of your faces. Nothing! There's nothing going on, Sophie. We're getting to know each other, that's all. I need you to think about this carefully. He's still a stranger. He's still going to leave. And when he does, he's going to take a part of you with him that you might not get back. What if I already know that and I don't care? What if I'm willing to lose him? Because at least I'll have had this time with the real version of him. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. And the bravest. But I'm still scared for you, Em. I'm still so scared.
We were running out of time and we both knew it. 10 days left. And neither of us had the courage to actually talk about what was happening between us.
I'm 45 years old. I've built everything, achieved everything, and none of it meant anything until I spent 2 weeks pretending to serve someone who actually cared about who I really am. I was going to ask you that. Because walking away from you is the only thing that would actually destroy me now.
That moment on the balcony changed everything. Because it was real. Not a game, not a bet. Just two people who were terrified of losing each other.
Emma, step away from him, now. This man has been manipulating you from the beginning. He's still a servant in this house!
He's not a servant, Dad. And I'm not playing anymore. I'm choosing him. I'm choosing what's real over what's safe. That was the moment my relationship with my dad actually began to change. Because he realized I wasn't his little girl anymore. I was someone with her own will.
Mr. Emma's father's name, I understand your anger. But your daughter isn't wrong. I came here as a servant and I fell in love with her. That's on me. I accept full responsibility.
Robert, I've known for days what was happening. And I've been watching Marcus work. He's been the most honorable man I've seen in a long time. Maybe we should listen to what Emma is saying.
My dad didn't immediately give his blessing.
But he stopped actively opposing it. And sometimes that's all the love you get from someone who's built walls their entire life.
I need to tell you something. The real reason I agreed to this bet.
What do you mean? You said you agreed because I challenged you.
That's when I found out the truth. The real reason Marcus agreed to the bet wasn't about pride or challenge. It was about something much deeper.
2 months before I met you, I had a complete breakdown. I wanted to end everything. Not my life, just my world. Everything I had built. Because I realized it was all empty. When you made that bet, you gave me a reason to stay. You gave me permission to be the person I actually was underneath all the money and success. That's why I said yes.
That night, we didn't talk anymore. We just held each other and understood that sometimes the bet doesn't matter. What matters is what you discover about yourself through another person.
Day 30 arrived, and with it came the moment of truth. The moment where everything had to either end or transform into something completely different.
Everyone was waiting for the dramatic ending, for me to claim victory and humiliate him, for him to take his defeat gracefully. They had no idea what was actually about to happen. 6 months later, Marcus had restarted his business from the ground up with completely different values. And I was working alongside him as his equal partner, not his boss.
His new company builds actual communities, real neighborhoods where people can afford to live, where profit matters but people matter more.
I learned that real power wasn't about forcing someone to serve you. Real power was about choosing someone and building something meaningful together.
I'm sorry I doubted you both. I can see now that this is real. He's genuinely happy with you. And you're genuinely happy with him. Sophie was right to protect me. That's what best friends do.
And she was also right that sometimes the biggest risks lead to the biggest rewards.
My family's mansion became a community center, teaching people trades, building skills, creating actual pathways out of poverty. My parents finally understood what real legacy meant.
He proposed under the same sunset where everything really started, and I said yes. Not because he was rich, but because he was real, and he saw me as real too.
Did you know that research shows that generosity and purpose create more lasting happiness than wealth accumulation? My parents finally discovered that. What started as a bet between two privileged people became the story of how two people learned that real power is about choosing love over status.
I made a bet that I would win. But the real victory was learning that some things can't be won or lost. They can only be chosen.
I hope you loved this story, and if you're watching because you've ever felt like you had to be perfect for everyone else, remember, please like and subscribe for more stories that actually matter. The bet was 30 days, but the real journey has just started, and I can't wait to see where real power, real love, and real purpose take us next.